She is the director of the Institut Penyelidikan Penuaan Malaysia, My Aging. At the same time, she is also an associate professor at the Faculty of Engineering, UPM. Okay, and at the same time, she is also the professional engineer of the Board of Engineers Malaysia, chartered engineer of Institute of Engineering and Technology, UK, senior member of Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineering. Today, we are really glad to have her to be one of our speakers. And the topic she's going to share to us is living longer, population aging in Malaysia. So everyone, let us welcome Associate Professor Dr. Siti Anom Ahmad. Let's welcome.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Thank you very much, Peyi, for the kind introduction. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and very good evening to everyone. I am Siti Anom Ahmad from Malaysian Research Institute on Aging, or My Aging in short. Tonight I'll be talking about living longer, population aging in Malaysia. I hope everybody can view my screen. So for tonight, I'll talk about 4 topics here. The first one, I will start with population aging in Malaysia, followed by situation of older persons and their families in Malaysia, sustainable strategies for the nation, and finally the conclusion remarks. Okay, so first let's see what is definition of population aging. Everybody, so this forum this week we'll be talking about aging forum, population aging. So I would like to start my presentation with the definition of population aging. So aging of population is also known as demographic aging or population aging, is a term that we use to describe shifts in the age distribution or age structure of a population toward people of older ages. So as we know, direct consequence of the ongoing of the global fertility transition decline, we can see everywhere. There is a decline in the fertility rate, and declining in the mortality among people of older ages that cause population aging is expected to be among the most prominent global demographic trends of the 21st century. So as you can see, but I will not read this in detail, the population aging is progressively rapidly in many countries, many developed countries, but developing countries whose fertility declines began relatively early also are experiencing rapid increases in the proportion of the elderly people. And if this pattern is expected to continue, eventually will affect the entire world. So this is just to explain about rapidly aging population in Malaysia. So we can see there are 3 categories. Aging society. So now Malaysia is in aging society, and later we are expected by 2045 will be aged society. That means this one, if we have the 65 years old and above of our population, about 15%. So this one you can see the purple line is for 65 years old and the green line is for 75 years old. So we can see that how the pattern is increasing, and we are expected by our country by 2060, Malaysia will become super aged society where 21% from our total Malaysian population are 65 years and above. So as you can see in the table here, now we are aging society where there are 7% of the older person from total population. By 2045, we will become aged society, and by 2060, there will be about 20% of 65 years old and above in Malaysia. Okay, so I would like to share the speed of aging in Asian country. We have this term in research of gerontology, speed of aging. Speed of aging means the years taken for the 65 years old population to double from 7% to 14%. So this is in Asian countries. So let me just highlight our country. So for our population to change from 7% to 14%, it will take the country about 26 years old. And if you look at the other countries, Brunei, they will reach aged society in just 13 years, and Philippines longer, 36, to reach aged society from from aging society. So this is just to show the population between 2020 and 2046, how the Malaysian 65 years old population will double. So we can see that it's faster rate when we want from 1 million to 2 million, longer period, but from 3 to 4 and 5 million, we will take shorter time. So this line, okay, shows for 60 years old, and this is the trend line. Okay, so if we look population in Malaysia, this is we call it is pyramid of age. Population in Malaysia from 1950 to 2050. The left side, the blue color for male, and right side is female. So we can see that in 1950, the shape is in we have pyramid shape where we have younger generation more than older population. But by 2050, we can see that the shape become like a square where we will have about same proportion between younger and older generation, older population. So this is for Malaysia. And yes, Malaysians are living longer, and we like to see between sex and ethnic differences. Okay, this blue is male, red is female. So we know that female, they have longer life expectancy compared to male. And if they reach 60 years old, they have about 18 years more to live for male and 20 years more for female. And if we compare between races, between ethnic, so Chinese, they have longer life expectancy, followed with Malay and Indian, and this is others from other ethnicity. So again, female, they have a longer life expectancy for different ethnics. So this one we want to see more on the older Malaysian population by ethnicity. We compared from 2020 to 2030. So again, we can see that Chinese will have a longer expectancy in 2030. So we know that the reason of the increasing of older populations in Malaysia due to this decreasing fertility. We can see between Malay, Bumiputera, Chinese and Indian. Okay, and so the red color here is Chinese. They have a lowest fertility rate compared to the other ethnicity. We also have projected the increase of older old. That means 75 years old in Malaysia between 2020, 2030 and 2050. Again, as we can see, this is different group of ages. So from age 0 to 14, 15 to 65, 60, 74 and 75 years old. So as we can see, the numbers increasing double by 2050. So we will have about 7.2% 75 years old population in 2050. Compared to 2020, we only have about 2% of 75 years old and above. So this is just to show how our demographic changes in Malaysia, not just in Malaysia, but also in the world. And this is would like to share also the geographical distribution in Malaysia between 2000 and 2020. 10. So we see that we look at the highest. Okay, we look just, I would like to highlight Perak. Perak is the oldest state in Malaysia. We have higher oldest population in Perak. Selangor it is expected because Selangor is urbanizing. So but then for other states there are these are the two states that have higher older population, Perak and Selangor. So situation of older persons and their families. Okay, so what we know about our agents? So we look into, at my IG, we look into health and economics. So if we look here, okay, there are 4 categories in terms of health and economics. First one is poor and disabled, but this is just a very low percentage. This is the group that need welfare assistance. And then we have poor group, but they are able, about 8%, where they need income in generating activities. And we have 25.8 non-poor and disabled, where they need, this group needs quality and affordable services. And we have more than 60%, they older persons that are non-poor and able. So this group still able to, they have potential contribution and need services to enhance well-being. So I think our group tonight fall in this category, 61.2. We are still able to contribute. Okay, and then their care, low care, partial care, high care depends on this group. Okay, so if you look into fiscal, economic and social consequences, there are 3 categories economic. So we know that when the changes in population, age, sex structure, so decline in working age effective workers population, we have labor shortage and slowing economic growth, but we have growing silver economy. And for social, okay, this is the main issue. This is the main that we found out. Mental health and all belong to this group, where there is a decrease lacking in the intergenerational relationship and compact, commodification of the care crisis, where we need decent work and care economy, changing the health profile when once we age, our health also affect ourselves. And due to these health issues, individual or family state roles play different roles and responsibility. And for fiscal, we know that there will be increasingly disproportionate tax and benefit system, rise in age-related spending. We spend more on medication, changing patterns of savings, investments and capital growth, and generational equity and interdependence. So I think for this one, I will not explain in detail, but we can see that the difference between labor force participation rate between male and female, blue color in male, female in red color. So this is the red color in 2015. Okay, minimum retirement age at 60 is set in 2012 that caused a reverse decline in the labor force participation rate, but did not affect the slide in the 60 plus age group. And but we can see that in the female group, we can see that real gains in female labor force participation rate resulted in declining fertility and changing familial care arrangement for the young and old alike. So another thing, another interesting thing that we know that more and more Malaysians, they live in urban areas. So we can see this is the older population from 1970s to 2010. And okay, this is just the same like before. Okay, we can see the increase between urban and rural areas. So, what can we do with this urbanization and aging in place? We know that older person, our parents, and we ourselves, 70%, 77% of older persons, they want to age in place. They don't want to stay in nursing home or old home. So what can they do? They have to be productive. Okay, they have to live active. So these are the things that they can do. Lifelong learning. I think lifelong learning through games, news or events, or even online learning. And when they are age in place, we also have to consider their safety as well as security. So due to their health deterioration, so they still need for assistance. And we also have to look for their wellness, vital sign of monitoring or activity of daily living monitoring, and as well as assistive prompts. So socialization is very important. So this is what we are doing tonight is one of it. So it could be from social media, entertainment and telecommunication. And we should introduce, most of us have used this, personal health management to record their health and also to get information about healthcare. And when we want to age in place, these are important services that we must consider, like meals, transportation, housekeeping, as well as care. And for health, we know that the top diagnosis disease, okay, between retirees or older persons, okay, the top diagnosis disease is hypertension, followed by diabetes, and the third one is hypercholesterol. So this one require high self-care. So
Dr.
if
Siti,
compared, yeah.
Dr. Siti, 5 more minutes.
Yes, 5 more minutes.
5 more.
Okay, all right, thank you. So sustainable strategies for the nation. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, we have about 61.2% older persons. They are still able to contribute to the family and as well as the community. So there are multiple contexts of context and influence on aging. Could be from the research we have continued education, through they still can work, health services, family, and opportunities for participation through environment, housing, carers, nutrition, and so on. This is multiple contexts that influence aging. And this one, lifelong learning and skill development activities. So I would like to share. This is one of the program in my aging, University of the Third Age. So you can see that all it's like university, but the participants are all older persons. We open for 50 years old and above. They learn from entertainment, how to use computer, painting, hairdressing, cosmetic, and also health. So this is just to make sure our older persons to stay active and happy, and they're very happy. So these are selected press highlights from 2007. We started in 2007 and now we're already 15. Okay, never too old to not old is a broad drive. Okay, new skills, new life. So this is all our U3A members. So at the end of the courses, they will have like graduation, receiving certificate. Okay, and age integrated towards a society for all ages. So we know that from young to old, we have young, we have education, then middle work, and old should be relaxed, more leisure. So this is our ideal types of social structures, and it should be no discrimination by age, and there is a work-life balance, harnessing untapped resources. We have many resources, but some are unknown, and we look into life cost perspective that include economic, social, and cultural participation of older persons. And we should we should have healthy, active, productive, positive, and supportive aging to achieve well-being in old age. So this is one of our initiative project, consultant with typing, to build age-friendly cities and communities. So through this, we will reform health and long-term care system, pension and social protection system, as well as as well as local governance and national governance structure. So now at the digital era, so innovative technologies for aging populations are very important. So I just share some where this is from Malay Mail in September 2020. We have 90-year-old Indian grandmother you reading newspaper using laptop. And in Japan, it's not they've been used this technology for a long time. In robot carers, for example, and now we have healthcare and wearable technology devices for the elderly. So as a conclusion, what we need to do in facing aging population. So the first one, increase knowledge about and understanding on aging. So we can assess, we have seen, we have accessed the current aging situation and the expected changes in coming years. And the second one is strengthening and improving on current provisions for the aged. In terms of there are now many issues like financial, the most importantly, and then followed by health, family, transportation, environment, and etc. And with this aging population, we should recognize that comes with this. We should recognize the comes with this aging population in a rapidly modernizing country or society. So that's all. So this is our building in UPM, opposite Mardi. Feel free to come. It is a integrated complex to support active aging and productive aging. So thank you very much.